Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Cross Key by Rai Rai, I think it's supposed to be. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules, which we need to place the digits 1 through 9. It doesn't say that, but I'm pretty sure this has to be normal Sudoku rules, where in every cell in the grid, we need to place the digit such that every row, column, and designated 9-cell region contains the digits 1 through 9 exactly once each. We also have crop key dots, where cells separated by a black dot contain digits in a 1 to 2 ratio, and cells separated by a white dot contains consecutive digits. So for example, if this were, say, let's use this, if this were, say, a 2, this digit would have to be 1. Actually, let's use this as 4. If this was 4, this would have to be 2 or 8 to maintain the 1 to 2 ratio between them, and this would have to be 3 or 5 to be consecutive with the 4. Now, where we have a little bit of difference is we also have diagonal crop key, where a crop key dot placed at a vertex, that is the corner where 4 cells meet, applies to both diagonal pairs sharing that vertex. So basically, say this was a 4, then this also would have to be consecutive in 3 and 5. And this would be 2 or 8. And these digits would have to be consecutive also. So along the, let's do it here. Around the any dot that's around a vertex, the two diagonals must be, if it's a black dot, it must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. And if it's a white dot, they have to be consecutive. So therefore, these digits would have to be in a 1 to 2 ratio, and these digits would have to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. These digits here would have to be consecutive, and these digits would have to be consecutive. Note, not all possible dots are necessarily given. Nice. So we do not have the negative constraint in there either. And a negative constraint just means that if we have the absence of a dot, that means that we know the opposite is true, but that's not in this case. So I was just trying to explain what a negative constraint is. I don't know if that came around very clearly. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, so this is very crazy. So this digit is in a 1-2 ratio with this cell and this cell, so it must be 2 or 4. That means it's consecutive with this digit, which is consecutive with 2 digits, so it cannot be 1. It could be 3 or 5 here. Well, these two are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and this is consecutive with both of them. So I think it cannot be 5, because if it's 5, that's 4 and 6 to be consecutive with it, and 4 and 6 is not a 1 to 2 ratio. So this must be 3 here, and this must be 2 or 4. That means this digit cannot be 3, it has to be 1 or 5 to be consecutive with that. This is in a 1 to 2 ratio, so it would be 1 or 8. So this doesn't work if it's 2. If this is 2, this is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 1 being here, because it can't be 2 or 4 because of the 2-4 pair in the box. And so if this is 2, this is consecutive with 1, but it's also in a 1 to 2 ratio with 8. So therefore, this cannot be 2. This is 4, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2. 4 is consecutive only with 5, and it's in a 1 to 2 ratio with 8. 8 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4 only. 2 is consecutive with 1 or 3, but this can't be 3 because of 3 in the row, so this is 1. 4 is consecutive with 3 or 5, but this can't be 5 because of 5 in the row, so that's 3. 3 then is consecutive with 2 or 4, but this can't be 2 because of 2 in the row, so this is 4, which makes this 5, which makes that 6, because the other consecutive digit is on the other side. 6 is consecutive here, either with 5 or 7. If this were 7, this has to be 6. So this would be consecutive with 4 or 6. 4 or 6. This can't be 4, 6, or 8. This cannot be 4 here. So 4 or 6 is then in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 or 8 or 3. These are consecutive. So 6 and 8 can only be with 5, 7, or 9. Well, these digits must be consecutive with that cell, but 5, 7, and 9 cannot be consecutive with 2 or 3, so this has to be 8 here. So this is 8, which makes this 6. 8 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4. 4 and 6 are both consecutive with 5. 5 and 6 forces this to be 7 here. 6 is also consecutive with 5 being there. This cannot be 4 or 8. So this is either 1, 2 as a pair or 3, 6 as a pair. Well, we have this scenario with this digit being in a 1 to 2 ratio with both of these cells. So this has to be the only digits which can be in a 1 to 2 ratio with two other unique digits are 2 and 4, as we said here. So this is 2 or 4. If it's 2 here, this has to be 1 because it cannot be 4. If this is 4 here, this has to be 2 because it can't be 8. So this is 1 or 2, which means this cannot be a 1-2 pair because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So this is 3 or 6. This cannot be 6 because of 6 in the box. So that's 3 and 6. 3 is consecutive with 2 or 4. 6 is consecutive with 5 or 7, but this can't be 5 because of 5 in the column, so it's 7. 2 and 4 is consecutive. Okay, so this has to be consecutive with 6. It cannot be 7, so this must be 5, which makes this 4 to be consecutive with both of those. If this is 1, this is 2, this is 4. If this is 2, this is 4, that's 8. If this is 4, this is 2 or 8. If this is 8, this is 4. Okay, these digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio. So this has to be 1, 2, or 3, which 1 can only be consecutive or in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2. 2 is with 1 or 4, and 3 is with 6. But this cannot be 4 here. So this is either a 1, 2 pair or 3 and 6. Remaining digits in this left central box are 1, 2, and 9. Remaining digits in column 2 are 1, 2, and 9. And this can't be 2 because of 2 in the row. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the row. 3 is in a 1 to 2 ratio here with 6. That leaves just 1, 7, 9 remaining in this upper right-hand box. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the row. Okay, so if one of these is 1, it would have to be consecutive with one of these two digits here. But we already have a 1, 2 pair then in that situation. So this can never be 1 and 2. This must be 3 and 6. So this is 3 and 6. 6 is consecutive with that digit, so it's 5 or 7. 3 is consecutive with this digit, which is 2 or 4, and these must be consecutive with each other, so it must be 4 and 5 here. So that's 4, this is 5. 1 cannot be any of these cells here, so 1 must has to be here, and 1 is only consecutive with 2, so that's a 1, 2 pair, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row, so this can't be 1 or 2, it's 9. That means these can't be 9 here. This is a 1, 2 pair that way. These digits are consecutive. It's 7, 8, and 9. We have to have 7 and 8 or 8 and 9 here, which means 8 has to be one of these two cells. 8 can't be here because of 8 in the row. So this is 8, which is consecutive with 7 or 9. We have 7 or 9 here. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row. So this must be 7, which makes that 9. This is consecutive with that digit. Cannot be 6 because of 6 in the row and the column. So this is 8. Remaining digits in row 3 or 6, sorry, is 4, 5, and 8. This cannot, not 4, 5, and 8, 6, 5, and 8, 5, 6, and 8. And this can't be 6 or 8 here because of 6 or 8 in the column. So this is 5. This can't be 5 or 8. It's 6, which forces this to be 8 there. 5 is consecutive with that digit, which is 4 or 6. Cannot be 6 because of 6 in the row. So this is 4. These digits are... This 4 eliminates 4 from being here. So this is 2 or 8, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4 only. So this is 4, that's 2, this is 1. Which eliminates 1 here, so that's 9 and 2. 9 eliminates 9 in the rest of the row. So where is 9 in row 2? It cannot be these cells because of 9 in the box. So it has to be here. So this is 9. Which leaves just a 7, 8 pair remaining in row 2. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the column, so this is 8, which makes this 7. Let's see. Remaining digits in column 3 are 3 and 1. 1 can't be here because of 1 in the box, so this is 3. This must be 1. 1 eliminates 1 here in the row, so it's 7 and 1. That leaves the remaining digits as 6 and 8. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the box, so that's 8 and 6. Which leaves this as a 3 in this upper left-hand box. 5 and 6 are consecutive. 8 has to be consecutive with 7 or 9. And this 8 eliminates 8 here, so that's 2. Which eliminates 2 here, so it's 1 and 2. This has to be 7 or 9 to be consecutive with 8. Remaining digits in column 1 are 8 and 9. Remaining digits in column 4 are 3, 7, 9. This cannot be 3. So this is 7 or 9 also, which forces this to be 3 in column 4. We have 2, 7, 9 remaining in row 3. This can't be 2, so this is also 7 or 9, which forces this to be 2 here. Remaining digits in column 6 are 5 and 6. Which means this has to be consecutive. And you can't have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because of they're represented already in the box. So that's either 7, 8 or 8, 9. So we're guaranteed an 8 here with 7 or 9. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the row. So that we have a 7, 8, 9 triplet in this lower central box. So this is 1. That leaves the remaining digits at row 7 as 2, 7, 9. This can't be 7 or 9 because of 7, 9 in the column. So that's 2, which has to be consecutive with 1 or 3 here. It cannot be 3 because of 3 in the column. So that's 1. And this has to be 7 or 9 here, which is consecutive with 6 or 8. But 8 cannot be here because of 8 in the box. So this must be 6, which is only consecutive with 7. Which means this can't be 7, that's 9. Which means this can't be 9, that's 7. Which means it can't be 7, that's 9. Which forces this to be 8, that to be 7. 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 9 and 8. This 6 here eliminates 6 here, so it's 5 and 6. And the rest, well, this is 1 in a 1 to 2 ratio, so this must be 2. And 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 1 and 2. And with the rest we can do from Sudoku. This has to be 7. We have 1, 3, and 9 remaining here. This can't be 1 or 9. So that's 3. This can't be 1 or 3. It's 9, which makes that 1. That leaves the remaining digit in column 9 as a 5. In column 8, it's a 4. In row 9, it's a 9. And in row 8, it's a 3. And that's a solution. Yeah, I just wanted to do this because I was curious about how the crop key pair dots with the diagonal crop keys worked. There were some interesting... Yeah, there are some interesting restrictions about this. Obviously, you could do this anytime, right? So it's not necessarily a very restrictive thing. It flowed very well. It was a nice little setup, too. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.